morning, everyone. Today we will discuss crucial social issues, income inequality, and how it connected to social conflict and modernization theories. Income inequality refers to the unequal distributions of wealth and resources among different groups of people in our societies. This means that some individuals and families have a lot of money and resources, while others struggle to get by with very little. This disparity is not just a number, it reflects real life and experience. Income inequality is a significant social problem because it can lead to various issues including poverty, lack of access to education, and social unrest. Where a small number of people hold most of the wealth, it creates a feeling of danger and the frustrations among those who find it hard to meet their basic needs. The growing divides can lead to the tensions within communities, affecting not just those at the bottom but also the stability and well-being of societies as a whole. For instance, when individuals feel excluded from economic opportunities, it can result in protests, crime, and a general decline in social trust. This issue highlighted the importance of understanding the roots of income inequality and its broader impact. In our presentations, we will explore how social conflict theories and modernization theories offer insight into why income inequality occurs and how it affects our societies. By example, these theories we can better understand the complex dynamics behind these pressing issues.
Modernization theory is a sociological and economic framework that explains how societies progress from traditional, agrarian or underdeveloped stages to modern, industrialized and developed states. Modernization theory argues that, first, cultural and technological change drive progress. Traditional society remain underdeveloped due to rigid cultural practice, lack of technology, and minimal social mobility. Transition to modernity involves adopting Western-style institutions, technology, and values. Second is stage of development society. Move through stages of development, for example, Rostow's stage of economic growth, starting with subsistence economies and advancing toward high mass consumption. For example, modernization theory was applied to countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, like South Korea after the Korean War. South Korea implemented modernization strategies such as industrialization, education, reforms, and investment in technology. By adopting Western-style economic and social policies, it transformed from an agrarian economy in the 1950s into a highly industrialized developed country by the 21st century. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miambunga Nasrid. Today I will present about social conflict theory. First of all is definition about social conflict theory. Social conflict theory is a sociological perspective that emphasizes the role of power and equality in shaping social relationship and structure. Social conflict theory have a own main focus. It is focused on competition among groups within society over limit resources. For example, Marxist conflict theory sees the society as divided along line of economic classes between the proletarian working class and the bourgeois ruling class. Second, idea that society consists of different classes competing over finite power and resources. Last but not least, first proposed by German philosopher Karl Marx and grew up of history and on history, notability, historical materialism. In social conflict theory have four types. One of that is interpersonal conflict. Second, intrapersonal conflict. Third, intergroup conflict. Last but not least, intragroup conflict. As we know, in the social conflict theory, we have another example in real life social conflict theory. It is, for example, an education system where students who members of wealthy family have more opportunities to gain special skill and knowledge than students who come from low-income background. And other than that, crises from disparities in access to resources, opportunities, right embedded in the social fabric. Structural conflict encompass issues like economic inequality, radical discrimination, gender disparities, and others. That's all from me about social conflict theory.
Next, let us delve into the interconnections of three concepts in the poster, which are modernization theory, social conflict theory, and income inequality issues. First and foremost, both theories offer a different perspective into how income inequality issues occurs. Let us take a look at the modernization theory. Modernization theory suggests that income inequality issues is a negative consequences of economic development, while social conflict theories suggest that income inequality issues is an inherent part of capitalist system. By combining both concepts, we can have a clear understanding on income inequality issues. While modernization theory can lead to economic growth, it can also cause division between social classes, which is then analyzed by social conflict theories as a type of exploitation. In conclusion, these three concepts are interconnected in that modernization theory can lead to economic growth, but may also cause income inequality issues. Social conflict theories helps us understand how these income inequality issues perpetrated because of the struggles between different social classes.
I would like to talk about the implications and also solutions to the dividing society. The main implication that can happen is the economic disparities. This can be seen to the uneven distributions of wealth resources. Why I'm saying this? Because the minority groups may face systemic barriers to land ownership, capital access, or the business opportunity in their own country, while the dominant groups control over these resources. For instance, in Southeast Asia, in many developing countries in Southeast Asia, economic power is concentrated in the hands of a small ethnic minority. For example, in the Philippines, the Chinese account for 1% of the population, but well over half the wealth in the Philippines. So, the solutions is that where the government should be more considerate by increasing the employment opportunities for their own people, especially to the poor or the small groups of ethnic. And through this solution, it can be targeted by the government in investments in infrastructure, public services, or by offering incentive for business set-up operations. This solution can generate the income of the people. Therefore, it can help them to improve the quality of life. So, this method can balance the social well-being of the people in the country. Second big implications will be the political instability. And this can increase the ideological divisions where by groups or ethnics, where some ethnics are thinking that this ideology is for them, for the ethnics, and this ideology is for this minority of groups. So the extreme movement will happen in the country. And this can be seen through a lot of countries, especially in Asia and also in the African country. So one of the solutions that can be done is by strengthening the institutions and rule of law, by maintaining the strong democratic institutions. For instance, by protecting the judiciary, free press, and electoral system. The biggest example of the country that managed to control this political instability is, you can see Malaysia, where the unity government have been established in Malaysia in 2020, in the elections in 2022. So the unity government consists of many types of ethnics and also many types of ideology with parties in Malaysia. So it brings all people together in one. So it's stable, the government of Malaysia. That is all for me. Thank you.
In conclusions, economic inequality, social conflict, and modernizations are interconnected phenomena that shape societal dynamic and development process. Income inequality refers to the uneven disruptions of wealth and research with a society. Besides that, high level of income inequality can lead to social conflict as marginalized group demands greater equality and access to opportunity. However, modernizations can bring economic growth and improve living standards. This dynamic highlights the needs for balanced approach to developments that prioritize equality and social harmony alongside economic progress. Thank you.